Hello, I want to give you an update on my Revo 2.0. A couple weeks ago, 2-3 weeks ago, I was driving it pretty hard at night and I burnt out my motor. It seized right up on me. So I called Traxxas and they were really nice. They sent me a brand new motor, which is what's installed here right now. Came in a nice little box, well packed, and I put it in, went in without any problems. It was a little tricky figuring out how to mount it. There's a lot of extra screws in there for, I guess, different kinds of motors, but I checked the parts diagram and I figured it out, put it in. I also put some blue heat shrink tubing on the motor wires. It just helps keep them together, because if you hit really hard, sometimes they'll pop off and you got to put them back on. So I'm kind of waiting to test that out. It rolls really nice now, nice and free, the way it should. I'm debating whether on the radio you can get a Bluetooth module that monitors temperatures via your smartphone. And it was one fellow put a comment on saying that if they get above 170 degrees Fahrenheit, you can burn them out. So the module might help, or I'll just be more aware of how long and hard I run it without giving it a break. The other thing I picked up was a new wing. And one of the things on a Revo is you're always breaking these wings. As you can see, it's missing the centerpiece. I cut it off because one end had broken off. And I found these on eBay, these wings here. They're $4.67 shipped, Canadian, and it's a nice wing. It's pretty well the same size. The only thing I have to do is drill a couple holes in it, but they give you a nice little kind of guide pattern, put your holes in, and I probably need to get a couple new washers. I put those washers in myself because the plastic pieces had broken at one time. I broke one, and they want you to get the whole wing mount to get those pieces, so I said I'll just put washers in, and they've been pretty good, but they're getting a little worn up. So I've ordered a few more of these wings, and yeah, they're nice and flexible. I was worried they'd be like hard plastic, but yeah, they're very, very flexible, which is great when you're driving these things, because they take a lot of abuse. Every time you wheelie or hit something, you're banging into the wing. So this is a cheap alternative. The Traxxas wings are about 20 bucks to buy a new one, and I mean, it's not like I go through them really quick, but depends on how much you ride it and how hard you are with the car. So this is just a nice way to keep it looking good. And she's ready to go. I also put some marine grease when I put the receiver, the wiring back on. Where the wires go in, there's a little foam to keep the water out, because these are totally waterproof. Although, you don't want to submerge them or anything, but we were running these out in the snow. Yeah, Vancouver got some snow, and it's melting right now. It's going pretty fast. It doesn't last very long, but it was a lot of fun taking this and the Maxx out, driving it around. The Maxx is just a killer in the snow. That thing's a beast. It loves the snow. I can't wait to get this in the mud because it weighs about 20 pounds. So it's quite heavy. And as you can see, I've got my painter's tape and a little Gorilla tape on the top here. Because technically it's my wife's truck. So she said I could take it out, and I had it out in the snow the other night, and she doesn't want to get it scratched. And I'm telling her, it's a monster truck. They're supposed to get scratched and dinged, and I guess it's like a new car, you know, you don't want to get that first scratch on it. So one thing I picked up was some RPM roof rails, and these sit on the top here, and they bolt in through the body. And if you flip it over on pavement, these will take the pavement. It won't scrape the body. It'll scrape on these first, which is a great idea. I don't know why they didn't put them on. I mean, their Revo 2.0, they built in a roof rail skid plate on the top. And yeah, it protects the body quite well. It makes it last longer. So for, you know, a few extra bucks, you get that extra protection. If your body lasts longer, great. And we picked up, buddy of mine, you know, we picked up these. These are the Arma roof rails for one of the newer Arma vehicles that came out. They're coming with roof rails. And they're a little too small for the Maxx. I mean, they probably work, but, you know, the RPM ones are a lot longer. And he's going to put them on the original Revo. They're perfect for that. The original Revo doesn't have a skid plate on the top, so he's going to put a couple of these on, make his body last longer. And so those are the projects that I've got going. I want to get all that sorted out and get the trucks and cars and everything back going again. Another project I have is, turn on the light, is the hobby room. As you can see, it's quite a mess. And got some old tires here, and planes, helicopters, all sorts of toys. A big plane. Got to do some work on the big plane. The red plane's ready to go. I just have to put the propeller on it. That'll fly. That thing's a lot of fun. It hovers really nice, but I've got to get all my tools organized, planers. You can see there's a lot of stuff. There's my very first RC plane, the old Tiger Moth GWS. That's what I learned to fly on. I remember picking that up. I didn't know how to fly, but it's so slow. No ailerons, just rudder, elevator. Got some lights on it. It's really nice. I've got my crack plane here. This one has been abused. I don't know if you can see it, but it's in pretty bad shape. Banged up, but I've got a new one. I've already glued it all together, so it's ready to go. Just have to move the motor over to it, and I'll be able to fly it.